Senator Harder, would you take a question?
Delighted. I almost miss it.
That's what I'm here for. Senator Harder, last spring you were the sponsor of Bill S-4, which was, I understand, an identical bill to this Bill S-2. The Trudeau government pressed to get that bill passed very quickly through the Senate, and so that the House of Commons had a considerable time to pass it prior to adjourning for the summer, when they prorogued and called the election. Yet, despite Bill S-4 passing the Senate with weeks available before the House of Commons adjourning, the Trudeau government not only didn't call it for a vote, it didn't even call that particular so-called priority legislation for first reading or any debate in the House of Commons. Senator Harder, why not? And how can senators know that your new Bill S-2 will not once again be ignored by the Trudeau government in the House of Commons after they try to rush it through the Senate?
Senator Harder.
Yours is a very relevant question and one that I sought to answer in my comments. It was a disappointment to me, as I am sure to hopefully most senators, that the other place did not deal with this legislation. It arrived in the other chamber, albeit in May, but we have seen other bills dealt with in that time frame, so it wasn't an improbable mission. But you will also know that in a minority government in the other place, there were discussions amongst leaders, and all of the partners necessary to pass a piece of legislation were not on side to advance this bill in a fashion which would see it get to royal assent. I regret that, but that's politics and the reality that we're facing. The good news is the same bill is being reintroduced within a month of the election to demonstrate to the other chamber, I hope, not only the will of this chamber, but the commitment of the Government of Canada to get this done.
Senator Matters.
Senator Harder, the Trudeau government has introduced this new Bill S-2 as an identical bill to Bill S-4. The government did have several months to reevaluate its legislation and make any needed changes. I note that terms undefined in the Parliament of Canada Act and in 150 years of history, like liaison and facilitator, positions that will, under this very bill, receive taxpayer-funded remuneration are still undefined in this new Bill S-2. Why hasn't the Trudeau government used some sober second thought and provided a definition for these still new terms in its Parliament of Canada Amendment Act?
Senator Senator Harder.
I thought I was getting some relief here. I'll always defer to Senator Gold. Thank you. That was the same question you asked, as I recall, when I gave my speech on S-4. The Government of Canada, in drafting the bill, made the decision, not the omission, the decision to leave the definition of those officers to the Senate itself and its practices. And remember, it's permissive. It doesn't obviate the future possibility of return to old nomenclature. It simply adds to the nomenclature available for this chamber.